Hi, I'm Tony Nichols, and welcome to Chamber Chat. Hi, I'm Tony Nichols, and welcome to this edition of Chamber Chat, a program put together by the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce to keep you informed of what's going on in your community and in your chamber. Joining us today on Chamber Chat, Caroline Pressburg and Mike Bireley with young professionals with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. I'm a little bit dismayed at this particular show because everybody is young. So you guys get to kick off the Tony is Old tour.
You're young at heart.
I am young at heart, as evidenced by much of what happens on Chamber Chat. So the young professionals are really the future of the Chamber of Commerce, and all the groups that we'll talk to on this edition, they really are the future of our community, our chambers, our business organizations. But give us an overview of what the Young Professionals Network is with the Chamber of Commerce.
So we have three main pieces to the Young Professionals. We have networking, community outreach, and personal and professional development. For our networking events, we do after-work mixers, monthly coffee connects, different chamber coffee shops. And last night we had our Taste of the Town event, which is a big networking. For community outreach, we've recently joined the United Way Emerging Leaders with a lot of their projects, and we do Habitat for Humanity builds. We've done Riverwalk cleanups in the past.
Wheelchair ramp builds.
Yeah, wheelchair ramp builds. We're going to do some serving lunch at God's Kitchen. And for personal and professional development, we do lunch and learns. We've covered topics such as investments, how to buy your first home. We've done a popular one is our golf etiquette event, where you learn how to play golf. And
you learn how to throw your club appropriately.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So those are our three main areas of focus.
Well, it's easy to see why it's called Young Professionals. That's a lot. You guys, do you have, at all these different events, do you have the same group of people showing up, or is it a large group, small group, a mixture of all that, all the above?
It depends. I think in recent years we've diversified our schedule, so we have things at different times of the day. Because sometimes people can only come in the morning, so they come for our coffee connects.
And you get the same
start
people
early.
over and over,
Yeah, and a similar group comes to a lot of the coffee connects. Our meetings are at lunchtime, so sometimes you get people that can only come at lunch, and then sometimes you get people that are so busy during the day they can only come at nights or on weekends. So we have a lot of events that are spread over different time frames.
And I would think your meetings are pretty, when are the meetings? And I would think the meetings in and of themselves are pretty predictable.
The first Wednesday of every month at different chamber area restaurants. And our attendance varies usually between 10 and 15 for meetings, and then the after-work networks can be a little bit more. So.
And certainly with the Coffee Connects and the networking events, they can be sponsored. Correct?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, do you have trouble finding sponsorships, or is there a plea going out for sponsorships?
We always need sponsorships. It depends on what your demographic that you're looking for is. The Coffee Connect sponsors usually come for 3 Coffee Connects, and sometimes they'll have a table at the different coffee shops that we're at. They'll do different drawings if you put your business card in, or they'll do little presentations and things like that. So it's been helpful. In the past, we've had, I think, Salisbury Apartments has done it. There's been a couple of them.
Beacon's been a sponsor, I think. Member over there, he's been a sponsor a couple of times. When are your meetings?
They're the first Wednesday of every month at noon, and we just rotate different chamber restaurants around town.
So the big question is, as with every other network that comes on board, what do I have to do to be in the Young Professionals?
Show up.
There you go. That's pretty much it. Just be willing and wanting to get involved.
Yeah.
So we spoke to you spoke to a lot of the events. How do you guys choose the events? How do you come up with what to do? Is it just, I have an idea and you run with the idea, or do you have a committee that you guys put together? How do you vet those events?
A lot of them are recurring. Like Taste of the Town last night was the 9th annual one. We have our career day, so this March, I think it'll be the 10th year. But as far as like the lunch and learns and things like that, the golf etiquette, those all come from ideas of people that just come. I mean,
the golf etiquette is a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a great networking time, and everyone wants to improve their golf game to a degree. Why not improve the etiquette a little bit as well?
Right.
So we'll see you there next year.
I need to be there. So trust me on that. Why would you say, if I was a young person wanting to plug into the chamber, why plug into the Young Professionals Network?
I think the Young Professionals are a good place to start. It's a good place to start because a lot of times it's intimidating, especially if you're not from Salisbury, to go just to an after-work, networking thing and, not know anybody. So it's a really nice opportunity to meet some other young professionals, and then when you do go to some of the bigger chamber things, you'll recognize people. It's a big part of like membership and just getting people acquainted with the chamber.
Well, I'll give you guys a secret. That's the same thing that I tell people that aren't qualified. You see how I did that? That aren't qualified to be in the Young Professionals. It's the same thing. It never changes. You go to a couple of events, you get to know some people, and certainly it can be more intimidating for a young person starting out to walk into a room full of perceived adults or old people. I said the word. But you do the same thing as in whatever walk of life that you're in, in whatever age category you're in. So it really does. It's very good advice, I would say, because it never changes. It's always the same. So I'm part of the Young Professionals. We know how to be involved in the Young Professionals now. Just show up. I'm there. How do you have problems getting participation to work these events that you may have, or how would I be involved in working that event?
Yeah, so before the events come up, we always just ask at our lunch meetings and send an email out to our list. Who wants to volunteer, and it's definitely that's how you get to know people closer. As you're volunteering with them, you're going to talk more. So especially if you're new, getting involved in the chamber and things like that, and you want to know a few people well before you start going to the bigger events, it's a good way to do that. So we've never really had an issue where an event's coming up and we feel shorthanded or anything like that.
That's a good problem to have, or not to have.
Right.
So anything else that you guys would like to put out there, maybe how to get in contact with someone about finding out more about the Young Professionals?
Yeah, so you could contact either one of us or Sophia at the chamber. You can if you look at the chamber calendar, our meetings are posted there, so just come to one of our meetings. We love people who are young at heart to come as well, because it's good to get a good mix. And at all of our meetings, we usually start by introducing yourself and kind of saying what benefit you get out of the chamber and what you do. So we kind of like meeting a variety of people. We also, at all of our meetings, try to have speakers. So if you maybe if you aren't a young professional, but you have something that might be pertinent, we're always open to people who want to, come and just give a sort of informal 10 or 15-minute talk. But yeah, contact any of us.
Very good. Thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Mike, Caroline, thanks for joining us on Chamber Chat.
All
No
right.
problem.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We'd like to give you an opportunity now to take a look at the upcoming events with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, welcome back to Chamber Chat right here on PAC 14. Joining us now is the next person that gets to allow me to feel a little older than I may be. Jess Kling with the Salisbury JCs. That's twice I've done that because there's so many young folks coming on here with young organizations. I'm getting them mixed up. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
JCs. Now, there's a word that everyone, everywhere has heard of. I don't care what community you go into, JCs. How many people can tell you what the JCs actually are or what they represent might be a different matter.
Yes.
Why don't we start there? Tell us what the JCs, or who the JCs are.
So the JCs are a group of young people, ages 18 to 40, who work to provide development opportunities for young people to become more active citizens, to be able to give back to their communities and improve their communities.
All right, so at the end of it, as we just heard from the young professionals, in a broader sense, because the young professionals being a network of the chamber,
Right.
the JCs are a network of the community, if you will,
Yes.
to in essence foster and do the same thing. You know, help the younger people, the younger generation, develop into the leaders of the future.
Correct. There's actually quite a few former JCs that have gone on to be world leaders.
Well, you know, you can't say that without me asking you who they may be.
There's a number of former presidents.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Former UN Secretary General. There's a lot throughout the world, which is pretty cool. Some of them I learned recently, which was pretty eye-opening.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Well, I can't get past the conversation you and I were having off the air. There will be another notable JC that's going to be traveling to a pretty big event here, not too far in the future. Why don't you tell us who that is and what that event is?
Sure. Well, I don't know how notable, but I'll be joining other members of the U.S. and around the world. The JCI World Congress is being held in Canada at the end of October, beginning of November. And so I'm going to travel up there and get to interact with JCs from all around the world.
That's a really cool event. You were saying that this event has been held in all around the world?
Yeah, last year it was in Japan. Next year it's in Amsterdam. I looked at Canada and realized that was probably the closest I was going to get to attend something like this.
Yeah, that's a fantastic opportunity. I mean, and one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities in many respects. So congratulations, you've been able to go.
Thank you.
The JCs, and again, going back to wherever you live, whatever city that you live in across the United States, there's typically a JC chapter there, and they're very involved in the community. You guys certainly are very involved in the community. But what are some of the events that you guys have plugged into or put on yourself that people might not recognize as a JC event?
Might not recognize? Well, we've helped out with, we actually just recently did an adopt-a-school project with East Salisbury Elementary.
Right.
That we spent 3 years working on fundraising for that, inspired by the Hawaii JCs. Started doing it a long time ago, and we decided that would be something really cool to give back to the community, but I'm not sure how many people know just yet.
Well, it's those kinds of things, because I'm going to ask you a different question here in just a second. It's those kinds of things that really speak to the character of an organization, because if you've been working on something for 3 years, nobody knew you were working on this. Nobody in the community knew you were working on something for 3 years, and yet you're giving back without any request for notoriety or any fame or any thought of what you're going to get in return. You were just doing it because it was the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the things that people would absolutely know the JCs for?
We do Treat Street, which we just finished up. Treat Street downtown on the plaza, giving kids someplace safe to go trick or treat. And we do this Christmas parade every year. I know for a little while people didn't realize that we did it, but in recent years we've actually started getting thank yous. This year will be the 70th Christmas parade.
Wow.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. There are obvious benefits to the community for joining the JCs. Mm-hmm. You can see it in Treat Street and in the Christmas parade. Mm-hmm. What are some benefits that individuals might get from joining the JCs? Well,
for me, that's how I got to meet people. I'm not originally from the area, and I met some folks that were in the JCs. And I just got to know them and started going to different events and playing trivia with them and some of the different programs that the JCs put on. And I've made friends that, now I've made friends that are across the country, which has been really nice. But you also get leadership opportunities, because every project that we run, you have to develop a project management guide. So you learn how to come up with your budget, stay within your budget, gather the right volunteers and the press releases and everything that goes on with making a project work.
And can plug into a multitude of different career paths.
Yes.
Along that process. That's really good. So this year's winding down. What do you guys have planned for the rest of the year? I know you're not going to just sit back and be on your laurels.
Yeah, well, we thought about taking November and December off, but we put on we do a pre-Thanksgiving dinner for our members, because a lot of people, myself included, wind up working on Thanksgiving or can't travel to be with their families. So we do a dinner so that people have a chance to eat a Thanksgiving dinner with someone, even if it may not be Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day, we have members that volunteer at different soup kitchens to help out. And we have the Christmas parade, and we also do a children's Christmas shopping tour, where we take about 100 to 200 underprivileged children, and we take them Christmas shopping at 5 o'clock in the morning.
so that's 2 for 2. The previous guest and now you, the JCs, are all, you're making it very well known why the future generation of leaders are coming from the JCs and the young professionals and the like, because you're all over the place.
We are.
You never sit still. And I think that has led to a few awards for our local chapter.
Yes, we've been recognized for several years now as the most outstanding chapter in the state of Maryland, and we were a top 10 finisher for most outstanding chapter in the country.
Congratulations, it's absolutely well deserved.
Thank you very much.
That's very awesome. How would you contact the JCs to join or get more involved?
Well, we have our membership meetings the third Monday of every month at 6:30 at the chamber, but we're on Facebook. You can email me. It's jess@salisburyjc.com. Try to keep it something that I could remember. Reach out to us through Facebook, our website. Come to a meeting, come to an event. We're at, I guess Third Fridays now. Going to move indoors, but when it comes back outside next year, we're always at Third Friday, and it's pretty easy to find us.
Jess, congratulations on your success with the JCs. Good luck on your trip.
Thank you.
And thanks for being on Chamber Chat. I would like to give you one more opportunity to take a look at the upcoming events with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, welcome back to Chamber Chat right here on PAC 14. Joining us now is Chelsea Johnson with the United Way Emerging Leaders, yet another guest, and in the emerging leader category that makes me feel a little older than I may be.
Good morning, Tony.
Welcome
Thank you
to
for
Chamber
having
Chat.
us.
We're so glad that you're here. United Way Emerging Leaders. I don't know if this program is just new in Salisbury, because it's fairly new in Salisbury, I think, or if it's new across the United States. But regardless of that, tell us if it is new just here in Salisbury, but tell us what the Emerging Leader program with the United Way is all about, what you guys do.
Yeah, so our United Way has been here on the Lower Shore serving for 72 years now, Tony. And our United Way Emerging Leaders are a group of young professionals who are really invested in our local community. Our Emerging Leaders started as the Young Leaders in 2010. And so our United Way is one of 1,400 across the country. So different United Ways have different emerging leader groups as well.
Right.
So like I said, we started our group in 2010, became the Emerging Leaders a couple of years ago, and we don't put an age on it. So we're the young and the young at heart. So
you could be emerging at any age.
That's right. We're not aging anyone out. If you want to be involved and you're passionate about our community, we want you to be involved too.
Very good. That lets me know I'm not done yet. I can still
That's right.
still
That's
emerge.
Right.
So, as with the JCs and with the young professionals, I'm sure that there are a multitude of events, because you have more energy than you know what to do with, that you guys are plugged into and are currently working in. So tell us what some of those are.
Yeah, our emerging leaders participate in volunteer and fundraising efforts throughout the year. We've done ramp builds with Chesapeake Housing Mission, one of our partners. We've done Over the summer, we did a habitat build with the young professionals over on Cole's Circle, so that was a great project to be a part of. Additionally, we've done a speed networking event with the YPs and the JCs, so that was a really great event last year at the Elks. We had a Christmas in July this year, so we stay pretty busy throughout the year.
The young, the emerging leaders, I would assume the entire goal certainly is to help young people develop and emerge as leaders, as the name of the organization would imply. But also, the overall vision of United Way has to be at the center of everything that you guys do.
Absolutely, yeah. Our United Way, we fight for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in our community. That's our focus. And we have many pieces to our puzzle. We partner with local nonprofits. We have an incredible volunteer base, our volunteer board of directors, our emerging leaders, our community impact committee. Our volunteers are the heart of who we are, as well as our donors make everything possible. And as a matter of fact, our emerging leaders are leadership level donors of $250 or more annually.
Okay.
So that gift can be made throughout the year. If their company has an employee campaign with us, which is strongly encouraged, it's a great chance for employers to give their employees the chance to give. And so we can do payroll deduction, which makes it really easy to do that $250 throughout the course of the year.
So what are some of the goals that you guys have? You know, you're all over the place. You're doing all kinds of things there, and you have to, knowing the young professionals in this community like I do, I know you have goals, and I know you have things that are laid out in front of you that you guys are planning on hitting. So what are some of those? Yeah,
well, we are always looking to incorporate more people. So if you want to be involved and if you want to be part of our community impact, we welcome the chance to work with you. We have a really great core group of ELs, as we call them. But we're looking for more people who want to be involved, whether it be attending an event or coming to a fundraiser or whatever it may be. If you're out there and you want to be involved, if you're thinking, I would love to make some more friends, meet some more local young professionals, we want you to be involved. So that's really our main goal, is to continue making the community impact that we do, but as well as to really start including more people and broadening in that sense.
Any events coming up in the near future that people could attend?
Always. We have.
Sure there are.
Yeah, it's getting to be kind of a busy time of year with the holidays coming up. So Thanksgiving and Christmas. Last year we delivered Thanksgiving dinner baskets to local families in need. So PRMC very generously donates these great baskets, and we had our emerging leaders go out and deliver them to local families. So that's one project that we always need help with, local deliveries there. We do a gingerbread party in December for local at-risk youth. And last year it was a big hit. We did it down at Pocomoke High School. I think this year we'll be in Salisbury, but we always need volunteers who enjoy being around kids and want to bring some holiday spirit for that. We do a big Christmas gift, adopt a family program. So last year we had about 15 families that we shopped for. I mean, we were in Walmart. We spent hours in Walmart. We gave the emerging leaders the gift cards to go out, shop for the families, just make it really personal. And then going and delivering the gifts. So there is no shortage of ways to get involved. We're even looking towards winter time, hopefully doing another speed networking event with the YPs and the JCs. As well as we've talked about a board panel training session. Okay. So that'd be good for leadership, professional leadership development.
Well, surely in that list of events, I'm tired just listening to it.
Yes, I know. It's a lot.
Surely within that list of events, you have piqued someone's interest.
I hope so.
And they want to get involved. How do they do that?
Reach out. Send me an email, give me a call. Like I said, if you're watching this and you want to be involved, or you feel like you maybe don't know anyone, you're not comfortable, we are always welcome to new faces. So please give us a call, shoot me an email. You can find us on Facebook as well. I think with a lot of the negativity in the media these days and with this crazy election that's going on and all the craziness, it's nice to see the good that's going on, especially right here in our local community. So we really try to highlight that on our Facebook page, United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore.
Very good. Chelsea, thank you so much for being a part of this Chamber Chat.
Thanks, Tony.
We'd like to thank you for being a part of this Chamber Chat edition. And as always, if you missed a portion of this program or you'd like to view previous editions of Chamber Chat, we'd encourage you to visit PAC 14's website and utilize their on-demand feature, or visit the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce website. That's about all the time I have for this edition of Chamber Chat. My name's Tony Nichols, encouraging you to make a difference.